Hey everybody, this is Rich again. Sorry about that last little false start. We were talking about the MusicMedic.com bench press and just had a couple of questions from some customers asking about the different types of tooling that come with it, and I wanted to just share a little bit of that with you. The bench press, if you didn't see it previously, it's got a relatively small footprint on the bench, and it's got a couple of holes in it if you want to screw it down, but you really don't need to, because the force that you apply when you throw the handle puts all of it towards the back of the tool, so there's no danger of it tipping. It's got a set screw which allows you to adjust the height, and if you want to take the handle off, it's really easy. You can throw it in a drawer, or when you're done you just throw it back up on a shelf. This has got the holder for the tooling has a magnet in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that allows you to easily grab your tooling and slide it into the tool. So I'm going to just get that set up really quick. I'll just do this. I'm going to throw that in there and then show you a little bit about the tooling. This is in the shop we're usually using this to resonate pads and do custom size resonators. So our pads all come with a 3mm center hole, or most pads do, and so most pads that we make. So if you want to make a 4mm hole for, say, a plastic resonator, we'll use this hardened steel punch. And then to press the back of the resonator in, we've got a double-sided rivet splitter on one side, and then this has got a flat. So to use the tool, just to say we're going to put a plastic reso in, I've got I think this is a standard 10 MusicMedic pad with a 3mm hole in it, and I'm just going to throw it on this anvil that's got a little pin in there. Throw that on there, toss that in the machine, and then drop this has got a magnet, like I said, so I can easily drop my tooling in there. And then to make a 4mm hole, I'm just going to throw the lever like so, and I'm doing this at kind of an awkward positions for the camera, so on your bench it's a little easier, but there's our 4mm hole. Then I can take my resonator, drop that in, and I'm going to need an extra to put this little snap in, right? Normally you do this with a pair of pliers or a mallet. With this tool, we've got an anvil that has a rivet, a divot for a rivet on one side, and then it's got a machined flat. So I'm just going to put the flat side down, and I'm going to take this other magnetic flat piece here. Whoops, sorry about that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting a little carried away here. Yeah. Now normally if you were doing a pad set, you'd probably do all of your punching, but this is just one piece. So let me get my anvil, the correct anvil, in here. Okay, then I'm going to take my flat and just pop that in. Will it go in? Should go in. There we go. And then sorry guys, this is my first time using this tool, as you can see, so I'm going to redo this here. Sorry, I'm an amateur, not a professional. Professionals, I'm sure, are thinking of all the different ways that they could improve this tool. So let's try that one more time. Got my tooling in, I've got my snap in place, and I can finally do this operation. Wow. All right, so if I want to move on and say do a seamless dome, I'm going to make sure my flat is in the machine, like so. I'm going to make sure I have the flat side of the anvil. Drop that in the machine. Now our seamless domes have a rivet that's soldered on the back, And this is something that the guys in the pad room do all day long. I haven't installed a seamless dome in a while, so you can see there's just a little bit of rivet sticking out, so I'm just going to get real low here and make sure this is all centered, and go ahead and push that in, and there's your seamless dome. If I want to do something with a rivet, like this roux pad, I've got a roux pad here with I think this is a Maestro copper. Throw that in there, and all I have to do to change this up is make sure my anvil's got the divot. That's all self-centering. Oops. I believe. There we are. Looking good, right? The thing about this is I'm kind of at a weird spot. Let's see if this will just split. Let me make sure I have this right. Oh yeah. Make sure your splitter is turned around the right way. There we go. It should be fairly easy to do. Ah, there it is. There's your perfectly split rivet. Let's try it again. Tooling's all good. Here's a chocolate roux pad with a gold dome. I'll throw that in there. This is probably, even with my limited skill, I can still put perfectly split rivet on the back of a pad. And if you want to oversize resonators, that's super easy. In our shop, we do a lot of work with vintage horns, so we'll sometimes need to enlarge a center hole for, say, the spud in a pad cup for a Busher saxophone. So what we have in conjunction to be used with this tool is a Busher hole punch set, which comes with 3 different size cutters that are hardened steel. I think it's like a 6, 7.5, and a 9mm hardened steel punch, and they come with this centering tool. So usually what I would do is just find a punch that's going to fit over the top of the spud, and then pick my pad that's going to fit in my pad cup, throw that over the centering pin there, take my cutter, put that on top. Now I will need to change out the tooling on the press. I'm going to remove everything that you saw in the beginning. So I'll just take this, unscrew it quickly, drop in my magnetic pressing piece here. That goes in. Now there should be enough clearance for the centering die as well as the punch, and the magnet is actually holding that as well, so I'm going to just give that a quick punch. All of this can come off here, and there's my center hole for fitting over the spud. Let's see if I can do that real quick. And then you can drop your Busher snap in there. So that's the Busher hole punch set. That we sell that separately. The other thing that you can do with this machine is use it with our open hole flute punch set. This is a die set. Comes in, well, it really comes in any size that you want. It's the standard is 17, 17.5, 18, 18.5 for doing open hole flute pads. But if you needed a different size, you could just get up with us, because we can make pretty much any size that you need. What's interesting about this set is that we shorten the cutter so that it would actually fit in this tool. And the other great thing about this is that because it's a die set, when you put this together, this cutter will actually not go past the end of the die set. So there's no danger of you whacking this and driving the cutter down into a cutting board or the bench. It's never going to come out of this section here. So we've got our pad in there. I think it's an 18 mil, and our cutter's in here. Make sure we have our magnetic pressing piece in place, and then we can just drop this down and give it a little punch here. And there's your pad, perfectly punched with a 9.5 mm hole. And as you can see, you'll never have the cutter being exposed at the bottom of the tool. So that's the MusicMedic.com flute pad, open hole flute pad die set used with the MusicMedic.com bench press. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me here or to send me an email. It's rich@musicmedic.com, and I'll be happy to answer anything, any question or comment that you may have. And until next time, happy repairing.